Hello dudes, it's me Linus10 here, back with another Wynncraft video. Today we're taking a look at the upcoming Wynncraft update. Now we've gotten a update reveal trailer, and we've also gotten the webpage about the update as well. This update is the 1.20 update, and it's called Gavel Reborn. And it's basically a redo and revamp of Gavel, basically. There's the trailer. We're not gonna watch it fully. If you want to watch it fully, you can go and check the link down below and you can watch the trailer. But I'm just gonna skip to certain parts because I'm gonna discuss it and my thoughts and opinions about certain things in the trailer and also on the website. So let's start off. The trailer starts off with a bit of a sequence here. Showing off new Aldorei Valley. We got a sneak peek picture of the Aldorei Valley mountains earlier this autumn, and basically they've revamped all of Aldorei, it seems. As we can see down here, there's a big kind of tree stump. And it looks like it's in the light forest, but considering the large mountains here, my guess is that we have Sinfras behind us, and this is the southern entrance to Aldorei Valley. But I can't really see the Uth Shrine. There are these beacon lights over here, but I can't really see the Uth Shrine that is supposedly, normally over here. So they might have changed that. Moving on, it skips over to a remade Lake Gylia. If we pause here, we can see it at midday here. They have made Lake Gylia much smaller. It could be the render distance being higher, but it seems much smaller because it usually doesn't end here. It goes on after this hill to the Thanos entrance. So it seems like they made it much smaller. You can see trees here. This wasn't really the tower for the Gert Watch, the Gylia Watch tower here. It seems to be much closer than normal, so I think they've made it much smaller. They've added boats here and over there. Those are new, and a few other buildings over here, and also a dock over here. But the level 60 farm still seems to be over there in the corner. They've remade the house for the purple and blue quest, and also done other rebuilds and stuff. Next, we have this white kind of, not like an obelisk, but it kind of reminds us of the obelisk over in Lutho. It's this white building. And according to many speculations on the forums, this kind of white building, whatever it is the Orphion's seal in the Light Realm. So we can see that they've made the Light Realm into some kind of like flowery forest instead of this mushroom covered land. But that's according to the speculations, but we don't really know much. But it seems to be the Orphion's seal instead of that large gray rock kind of tombstone looking thing. So because they've also confirmed that they're remaking both Gavel and also the Light Realm, so this is most likely the Orphion seal from the Light Realm, so we can expect flowers instead of large mushrooms. Then they're introducing housing, so there's going to be housing, and there's going to be housing in major cities. According to, or not according to, but there was a hidden secret, so to say, in the last trailer or the sneak peek, and the kind of hidden feature or the hidden secret was the hot air balloon over the island in the void. Because if we skip over, let's back up a bit. They go through these very fast. Maybe it's mine. No, it's too fast. Yep. But if we look down here, it's also one in the void. So you're gonna be able to have farms in or houses in major cities and also in the Void. And according to the website and also other information, you're going to be able to place merchants and build your own house. We don't know how the building process will be if we have access to creative or so, but there are worries about duplications and other bugs that might occur, but we don't know how they're going to do it. So it might be that you have a set of blocks or that you're in creative mode, but we'll see how that will pan out in the end. And then they're introducing something, well, totally new and rather epic. First of all, they've remade the giant statue behind Candom Beta. They made him blue instead of green. And they're introducing so-called raids. So what it seems to be is kind of like a dungeon, but cooler. It's a huge boss battle with randomly generated like parkour and different things. Also, they're introducing these things. This is some kind of like boost you can get before the raid. So it's you can choose a boost of different kinds that last during the raid, which is kind of cool. So I'm hyped for raids, and I'm going to talk about more about them later on when we get to the website. They've also done a guild rework. They're going to use the not the achievement, but what they call achievements nowadays, but the achievement window to have like a territory map and features with guilds. They're going to introduce trading routes, and quickly explained, a trading route is basically if you have like territories, they can store and earn different kind of items and emeralds and like wood or like profession items, right? And your items travel between your territories, and those trade routes are basically the roads they take. They take certain roads, indicated by the lines here. And what they're then talking about later on is taxing. And basically, if another guild owns the territory in between your two territories, so let's say you own this one and then the road goes down to this one, but then a guild owns one that basically intercepts that one, right? Then that guild will basically tax you and take some of what you've earned. So it's going to be a lot of politics and economy going on within guilds, considering taxes. And you can also, well, we'll get over to that later on. They're introducing new quests, new discoveries, new items, a new sort of kind of item. It's called like Tome or Mastery, it seems. And it seems to be some kind of like either consumable or some kind of like permanent buff. These two here are mythic tier. We're getting Panic Attack Fabled, and we're also getting this fable called Scarlet Veil, which has this explosive impact. New major ID, and this is also major ID, but I can't really see if I skip back what it says it is. But the explosive one is that it triggers the explosive ID every time you hit instead of every time they die, I think, or whenever explosive IDs normally trigger. And then in the background we can see that they're gonna add gathering XP bonus. So there's gonna be ingredients so you can craft gathering XP armor, so you don't really have to use hunted mode and risk getting killed by hunters. So that is going to be a great addition. Then they're showing off some quests. We have this Goodbye Gavel one with this boat, someone leaving Gavel. Then we have this Corkus sequence. It's either a new discovery or a quest. But I think it's a quest. We will get to that later on. We have this sort of fight sequence between an elf and this dark beast of some kind. And it seems to be a discovery or a quest, because there's going to be a lot of discoveries in Gavel. So it could be either of the two. And then we have this Siegfried quest. Well, it is a quest and not a discovery, because we can see here on the side that it says the Hero of Gavel, because they're introducing over at the kind of side panel here quest trackers. You don't really have to go through your quest book, but you can see on the side of your screen the coordinates. And there have been speculations that the compass in your hotbar will point towards the tracked quest coordinates. So that will also be useful if you have a tendency to not find your way. If you're just looking at coordinates, you can follow your compass instead. But that's just speculation and not confirmed. But it's going to be a quest about Siegfried called the Hero of Gavel, and another quest confirmed later on as well. And then in the very end of the sequence, we have this kind of wolf with antlers kind of thing on top of some mountains. We don't really know what these mountains are because, you know, I can't really say where they're located. Snow, but some kind of buildings that I've never seen before. It doesn't really look like a rebuild of some city that I know of. So it could be like the Light Realm kind of area, because what this is that people have speculated that this is Orphion himself, and it's going to be some kind of raid boss or dungeon or something. And he looks kind of small, but the size is actually 3 by 6 by 9 blocks, so he's actually huge. So it's probably going to be some kind of raid boss or something, according to speculation. Orphion's Seal was supposed to be a dungeon back in the day, but they never did it, so it's most likely that it's going to be a raid, since they're creating those kinds, or a dungeon or a new quest boss. We don't really know that for sure, but speculation says that this is Orphion. And then we get the new logo, and then it goes into this kind of negative version of it to, well, probably simulate the difference between light and dark, because it's going to focus on the Light Realm quests and the corruption of the Light Forest, or so it seems. And then it ends with, I think it ends with text right behind. No, it's, yeah, there we had it. Come on, there. This is a new language. It's Gavelian, and not Wynnic. Wynnic is for the Wynn province. Gavelian is for the Gavel province. So we have a new language. And according to deciphering, this basically means something him and AE. So there could be save him or take him. We don't really know for sure what it means yet. And if we go over to the website, we have this G, probably stand for Gavel because it's Gavel Reborn. And we can get a bit more information. The link is wynncraft.com/1.20. Starting off with raids. So there's going to be 3 new raids. You can team up with 46 players. They're going to have randomly generated challenges, so probably be a boss at the end, and then parkour or some other challenges. The raid buffs that we talked about, exclusive loot. So my guess is that the tomes, this is where you get the mastery tomes from raids and not really from drops, because that's the new item, like a new version of items, not new items, just a new version of items that they're introduced. And they're also introducing exclusive loot, and that sounds more exclusive, and also raid bosses. We get a few pictures of raids. We can see in the beginning these 3 things, and I think those can be the buffs maybe, and then it starts the raids. You enter the portal. We don't know that, it's just my guess. Raid buffs here on this picture again: Giant, Pestilient, and then Intrepid, Sprint, Poison, or like health bonus. Then we get some picture of this challenge. It seems it has instructions: escort the player holding the darkness crystal. That player must stop on the light crystal to progress through the room. So this could be the raid, and it seems to be some light versus dark. So this could be the Orphion raid if there is one. That's just my guess, but it could be. We get this picture, and it seems to be the Groot slang cave over in the Olak swamps, according to many speculations. And looking back at the old Gavel update, right? The Gavel update trailer, they had this Groot slang, the giant like kind of like worm thing that you find dead in the Holes quest. I don't know the full name of the quest, I can't think of it now. But the Groot slang is this giant snake making holes in the Olak swamps. And it was supposed to be some kind of mega boss, according to the old Gavel trailer. So speculations say that this will be a new raid, so you're going to be able to fight the Groot slang. And then we get this stairway to heaven kind of deal. Also part of the raid. This might be the way to the boss battle, or just some kind of part of the different challenges or stuff. And this is also one instructions: use the wings to find the maze's exit, and you fly. Memorize the path and escort your team. And we can see here in the end what looks like, it kind of looks like the lad, which we'll get to later, but it kind of has the same build feature, but it's supposed to be a maze, so we don't know. Maybe it's just a model of like the raid could be a model of the Canyon of the Lost, and he just appears there, but I don't really know. We'll have to wait and see, because we don't really know anything. Then we get a bit of more information about housing. You can build your own house, you can live there, you can spawn NPCs, and you can also invite players to live there. But I don't know if it's going to include inviting players to build there as well, but we'll see. On the forums, someone actually calculated the exact dimensions, so you can start planning what you're going to build right now, but we don't really know if you're going to be in creative mode, or if you're going to get a set amount of blocks, but or if you have to gather them yourself, but we don't know that, so we'll have to wait and see. Now we're over at the Gavel Rework. We can see the head of Orphion over here. They're gonna remake everything that's level 40 to 80, basically, the Province of Light, and they're gonna change the Light Realm storyline. So Taproot might change, Finding the Light, and also the Realm of Light. Those quests are gonna change, and maybe even the Elven quests, since they've remade and shown the remake of Aldorei Valley. They haven't really shown other remakes, so except Gylia. So it might be that they've redone those quests as well. Now this is the lad, as they call him, and it seems to be some kind of discovery. Salted, as we can see here in the GIF, walks towards it, repairs it, and then enters it, or something, right? He repairs it, gets thrown off, and then he enters. And that kind of seems like a discovery kind of thing. And what we can kind of deduce from this GIF is that the coordinates. He's basically at the edge of the Canyon of the Lost, which would be right to his to the right here. So this is kind of the Canyon of the Lost. Behind us would be the eastern entrance to Aldorei Valley, if I've gotten the coordinates correct. And here we get the tree log again. It kind of looks to me to be the southern entrance to Aldorei Valley, but it doesn't really have to be. But it's my best guess, because we can see the mountains here, so Aldorei Valley would be somewhere here. If it was the one to the west, we would see more mountains over here, because the valley kind of goes towards Sinfras, which would be over here. So it seems to be that Sinfras would be behind us, this road leading to Sinfras, and the Light Force being over here. But that's just my guess. And this hill would used to be the old Uth Shrine, but they've probably changed that. Then we can see this kind of corruption spiral clashing the clash of light and dark. So it's gonna be an Aldorei quest probably. That's my guess, but we can't see a quest tracker, so it could be a discovery, but we'll have to wait and see. It looks cool though. And then here we can see this keep off, this sign here. And it's gonna be for this quest, The Feathers Fly, part 1. So it's gonna be visit the workshop. So this is probably the workshop. This is going to be a new storyline for Corkus, because coordinates point us to the northeastern edge of Corkus Island. And that's probably where the image in the video of the Corkians walking and talking was from, the same quest. So it's going to be a few parts. We don't know how many parts yet, but we'll have to wait and see. And then they've also shown this remake of Sinfraz. Yes, this is Sinfraz. So it's very much totally different. The bank seems to be over here. There seems to be a lot of like mountainous terrain here, right? We can see the emerald for the bank is located on top of some kind of stone structure instead of like towers along the walls. It's like mountains, and then the wall just goes through that hill or rock formation, or what to call it. So they totally remade that. Instead of the clock tower and the guild hall seems separate now. And this seems to be the entrance to the Letwas airbase. And then there's this kind of statue, but the clock for the clock secret seems to be gone. So they might have removed that since they've introduced discoveries. And then they're going into the guild rework. We have territory headquarters, which seems to be this tower. You will probably be able to upgrade it the richer you are. I don't know if it says anything. Guild reworkers. Okay, that's the guild of the people who work on it. We can see here the trade routes, the emerald trail, how much you earn and stuff. Over here you can see trading routes, which you own, which seems to be taxed. This one is green because allies... Oh wait, no, maybe you buy them. Or so, we don't know. But the 2% and 1% is the tax, because they're introducing alliances. So you can be allies, and you can also, you can give badges to your guilds. You can say if you're a friendly guild, if you're for warring, probably if you're social and whatever, so people can see that easily. But what they're doing here is that they're introducing allies who can be allies with guilds, and that way the tax will be lower. So if your allies are going like owning the land that covers your trading routes, that would be beneficial for both parties, since the taxes would be lower instead of higher. So it would be better if you spread out as allies instead of having like owning one place and then having enemies all around you. Or that's my take on it, at least. Then they're talking more about the forgery chests. So basically, if you do a series of dungeons, corrupted dungeons, without dying or leaving, you increase the chance of getting like a better rewards. You can get, XP, emeralds, you can get runes, you can get tokens, and you can maybe even get mythics. But mythics aren't really that common, so it's like loot running is going to be a better way to get mythics than this, but they're going to introduce it, so at least there's a little chance of getting one. And when they say rune chance, right, we can go up to raids, because we can see this picture of this new rune, and I think that they're going to introduce this new rune, which you use to enter raids, because you need to pay for raids somehow. And keys, that's a dungeon thing. So I think that these sort of runes is going to be the new way to enter a raid. So maybe the only way of getting them is through here. We don't know that. We'll have to wait and see, because we really don't know anything except this little information. So we'll have to wait and see until we have the full change log and the update itself. But that's my guess. Yeah. Yep. You're reading this correctly. They're introducing a new rank, the champion rank, for exclusive perks and to support the game. They've gotten a new developer, and it's probably getting more expensive to host Wynncraft, considering they've moved to proxies and they've updated their servers and everything. So basically they need money, and what's the best way of getting money? It's through ranks or purchases of bombs and stuff. And this new rank is the champion rank. You're gonna be able to have merchant booths on map. Basically, it seems to be your own personal store you can place on the map, so people can see like, oh, Salted selling this, let's buy this, instead of competing on the trade market. Then you're gonna have the /switch command, so you can do like /switch 30 to switch to 30 instead of having to go to the hub and then click on 30. Then they're gonna introduce instant class deletion and class backups. Now, people have discussed this, like, why not introduce it to everyone? And we've gotten an answer. Because, well, backing up, that takes a lot, right? And it takes time to delete a class, because there's a lot of data, and, you know, what if you change your mind, right? If you change your mind, you can log into the class again and it won't get deleted. But if you introduce instant class deletion, you can delete a class and then you can start your new one and start playing right away. If, let's say you have all your class slots taken, right? Let's say you want to play a new class, then you have to delete something, but you don't want to wait. So instant class deletion makes it so you can instantly start playing again. But what if you change your mind? Well, then you have a backup. It's gonna save the last 5 deleted classes or something, so it kind of counters that. It's the same as normal, except that you don't have to wait, and if you change your mind, you can get it back. Then they say Bomb Bell, which has gotten the community outraged, confused, outright, you know, worried if this is like some sort of pay to win or something, like an, you know, unfair advantage. Because there are ways to, like, you know, understand what this means, right? And everyone seems to think that it means that if someone anywhere throws a bomb, every champion rank will get a notification. So let's say I throw a bomb on world 10, then a champion rank on world 30 gets a notification. Oline is 10 threw an XP bomb on world 10. Then combined with this switch command, they can quickly do /switch 10 to basically guarantee an XP bomb slot, right? And especially with this, reserved slots. So you get a reserved slot to world. We don't know how, if it will mean that only like 40 regular players can be on the server because the other 10 are taken for champion ranks, or if it's going to be 50 normal or any rank and then 10 extra or something. We don't know how that will work. But combining all these three and that way of interpreting Bomb Bell, and also combined with this one, it seems really unfair, because you would basically have guaranteed XP bombs and dungeon bombs and, you know, any sort of bombs. But the other way of interpreting Bomb Bell is the option to click, like, alert everyone on the entire Wynncraft server that I'm throwing a bomb, instead of alert only those on this world. Because sometimes when you throw a party, you want to shout like, oh, dungeon party on this world, you know, go over here, or prof party over here. Everyone who wants to do prof, come here. And that's the other way of interpreting this, is that it's going to alert everyone and not only the ones on your world. But we don't know that, so it's not really necessary to make any early judgments or so, because we don't know how it will work. And they haven't said anything else. They have just said the word Bomb Bell. And that could mean anything. So let's not worry yet. Well, it's a, you know, it can be good to worry, but let's not make any, you know, like, let's not judge it right now, because we honestly, we don't know. And, you know, we can get angry later on if that turns out to be true, or instead of getting angry over, well, not knowing the truth. Then we're gonna get character nicknames and more, obviously. But the character nickname will not nickname your name that's displayed over your head. It's gonna nickname what NPCs calls you, what your name in chat will be, but not over your head. So you can't really use that to sneak away or like hide who you are. Or you can't use that to like pretend to be like, because people have worried about that hunters are gonna disguise themselves as other people and then kill people who do prof with hunted mode, right? First of all, we get prof gathering XP, so you won't really have a need for hunted mode anymore, and that nicknames won't work that way. And it's been confirmed that you're also going to be able to change the color of your name in chat by switching to a lower rank. So it's going to display your lower rank, basically, so you can switch color of your name in that way. But this color is going to be this kind of moderator orange and this kind of bluish line here. And this is an example of the nickname, so it displays in chat. They're also going to introduce a new tier 4 crate, a free pet for everyone, new pets, pet combat, and pet levels. So basically, your pet is going to be able to fight for you. I think that it was confirmed that pets do less damage if you have more of them, but one pet alone does the most damage. So you can't really stack pets to get more damage, because everyone gets a free pet. This is to counter pay to win, because otherwise you have to pay for a pet. But everyone gets one free pet, and then basically buying one is just getting a cosmetic. It's a skin for your pet, but everyone has a pet. And they're going to introduce new pets. For example, it's probably going to be the giant rat from the Misadventure on the Sea quest. You're going to be able to level your pet, give them tasks, have them give you messages, I think. They're going to improve the use menu, the compass, that is. You're going to be able to scrap black market rewards. So let's say you're like me and you have 2 of the bow and 2 of the sword. You can't really use both. You only need one. So if you have 5 too much, you can scrap them and get a new one, it seems. But I don't know if the amount has to be 5 or so, but we'll see. New crate rewards, new hats, and new perks for existing ranks. So there are going to be new perks for everyone. Don't know what those will be. We'll have to wait and see. But this, for example, is the pet menu, right? They don't seem to spoil any new pets, except this one over here. That looks weird. There's a rat one. No, wait, this one is new too. This is a rat one, right? Oh, and this one is new too, and this one is new too. This is a ghost. This seems to be some kind of floating hat. This is a bee wibble. Is that a bee wibble? Oh, they're introducing many. Bee wibble, it seems to be a floating hat, maybe. A ghost, kind of. It looks like the ghosts over in the dark forest. This guy, oh, is that Aladar? You're gonna be able to have an Aladar pet. This thing, whatever that is, and this weird looking thing. But these are the normal dragons, unless this is a new dragon as well. I don't know. You can see here you must have champion rank to level them above level 20, and that seems really unfair again, because pets can do combat. But past level 20, pets don't level combat. This has been confirmed. So past level 20 is just kind of like cosmetics. You can sell items to your pet, or you can scrap items to your pet. But anyone can do that. You just have to go to merchant. But champion ranks are going to be able to do that with their pets. But that's really not too unfair, because everyone has access to it. It's just less travel for champion ranks. But the combat will stop, the combat leveling will stop at level 20, so no worries there. And these are the new skins and new hats. We can see this kind of futuristic mix with medievalism. For weapons, we can see this Asian style. And we can see hats. We have this kind of flower crown, antlers, this hat and this hat. I don't know what to call them. And we can also see the new tier 4 crate and much more. So we don't have the changelog, so we know very little. It seems like we know a lot, but we know very little because we don't know much about what we know, so to say. So we're gonna have to wait and see with the changelog and also new information. They might confirm new things as time progresses. There are a lot of community discussions about especially the new rank and the bomb bell and stuff, so we might get an official answer on that. We haven't so far. We got an answer about the class deletion and backups and nicknames, but never anything about these 3 things, even though those are the most discussed at the moment. Other than that, it's gonna be a lot of new content, new discoveries, new quests, new guilds, housing, raids. I mean, these are insane. Everything is, I don't know, I'm hyped, and there's a lot of things. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for a changelog. Other than that, it's really exciting. And yeah, I don't know if I missed anything. I think I went over everything. But you can also check out this page and the trailer linked down below, both of them. And yeah, that has been all. Thank you guys for watching my kind of discussion on the new update. And yeah, goodbye.